everyone. So today's topic is a Spring Core, and in this video we'll discuss the three important topics. The first one is the dependency injection, the second one is the inversion of control, and the third one is the IOC container. Now we'll start with the Spring. So what is Spring? So Spring is a dependency injection framework which make our Java application loosely coupled, and because of that Spring framework we can do a easy development of the web application. Now we'll talk about what is the dependency injection. So I will try to explain it with the help of example. Let's suppose we have a two different class and we want the dependency of one class in the another class. So here basically the concept of dependency injection work. So I will explain you like what exactly happened before and now what we are going to do it. So let's suppose we have a two different class, the student and the address. In that student we have the student ID and the name, and in the another class which is the address, it has the city and the pin code. Now for every student we want that there should be one address. So what we are going to do is we are simply going to create a object of the address class in the student class. Now you can see there is a dependency of the address class in our student class because we need the object of the address class. So what we going to do is we will create a reference of the address class, and then we will create an object for it, and by the help of the getter and the setter method we will call the city and the pin code. So here you can see we are manually creating the object of the address class and then we are calling the method accordingly. So we can see there is a tightly coupled, like we have to create everything, and if there is any changes happen in the future then also we have to go and make the changes in that particular class. So which is why this dependency injection has introduced, and because of that we just simply have to go and inject the dependency of whichever the class we want. So basically this is the what we call it as the inversion of control, where Spring simply go and took the authorities to provide the dependency of all the object at the runtime. Now we will see how exactly IOC container work. So basically we have to provide a one Pojo class to IOC container, so which is going to have all the like information. Let's suppose we have the class student, and inside that student we have the student ID, student name, and the student address. So basically this is a bean you can say, and it has the getter and the setter method, because by the help of these two only we can get the element of that particular student and the set the values for that particular thing. So we must have this Pojo class, and then we have to provide a one configuration file, like one config file. So I will show you in this. I have created this config file. Inside this config file we have to provide this is something which is required for every XML file. So you can find it over the internet. So I guess you must be aware of all these terms, and inside that we will create our own bean which will decide okay for which particular bean we need a dependency. So here you can know we need a bean of that particular student class. We need the object of the student class. So what we will do, we will declare one bean. So I will tell you, we will create a one bean tag, and inside that bean we will pass a two different thing. The one is the class. In that class we have to provide the whole package with the class name. So this is my package name, and then we have the class name. And now another one we have the name, which will decide okay this is the name of our bean which we will call it as. Okay, so we have given it as the student. Now inside that bean we have the multiple properties. So you can know we have declared some of the properties, like I will tell you. So we have the properties like name. So in that we have the student ID, and then we have to pass the value for the student ID. So we will use the help of the value tag and will pass the values of that particular thing. Now we have the another property. We have the other property, which is the student name. So we'll create another property with the student name and we'll pass the name as Muskan, and we have the another property which is the student address. So we'll pass it and we'll pass the city as Lucknow. Okay, so this is all we have to declare inside the config XML file. Now we have the config file and we have the Pojo class. Now we have the main class where we will do the main injection, like the inject part we will do it here. So inside this spring we have the two different things. The one is the bean factory class and the another one is the application context. So basically application context has all the feature what bean factory has. We can either use any of them, and what exactly these both are, the application context and the bean factory are. So basically it represent a IOC container, and although it is a interface, so if it is a interface, so we can just simply go and create a reference for it. Let me create it. So I have created a application context reference. Now we need some another class which has extended this. So I will use class path dot xml. Application context. So in that we have to provide what is going to be the config file. So for us it is just a config.xml. So we'll provide that. Now with the help of this context, we will just simply go and create a context.getBean. So we have passed the bean as the student. So we'll say we need the bean of the student. We need a bean of the student and we'll store it inside the student s is equal to, and that should be of the student type. It should be S capital. Now we'll simply here you can see we are getting the output as the student ID, whatever we have passed, the name and the student address. So this was the concept of the IOC container, inversion of control and the dependency. Hope you like this video. So yeah, thank you, bye.